This is your home for the next few days. Yes, it is. Now, you can see Uncle Georgie. Uncle Georgie loves little doggies. Oh, George, come down off the table. It's only a dog.
I hate dogs. Especially that horrible, stinking thing of your mother's. It's not a dog at all. It's an adventure playground for fleas. Oh, hello, Mrs. Dawkins.
My dog does not have fleas.
It has thermovision.
Yeah, all right, George.
I can see them sucking his blood.
All right, George. Come down off the table. He's not going to bite you.
It's not the dog I'm scared of now.
My dog has not got fleas, George. Have you, Biggles? No, you haven't, Biggles. Come to Mummy. Come to Mummy.
Janet.
No, not literally, Mummy, George. It's biologically impossible.
Now, Mummy and Daddy are having the house redecorated, and that means they're having to stay in a hotel for a while. That's right. And I'm afraid that means you have to stay here with Janet and her peculiar husband.
She thinks I'm peculiar. She's talking to a dog.
Now, Janet, are you sure you can cope?
Mum, of course I can cope.
I left his basket when I came round earlier, along with some din-dins. Oh, by the way, he likes his din-dins at 12:30 on the dot.
12:30, right.
Have you seen his din-dins? I left him some meat in a Tupperware...
What?
It was horse meat, George. You were eating horse meat.
You should get it more often. It was delicious.
It's not fit for human consumption.
I'm not human.
Besides, we don't eat horses in this country. We ride horses. We have a special bond with them. So we don't eat them.
You just chop them up so your dogs can eat them.
Yes. There's no logic to it.
You're telling me. Because you love eating fish. But when I brought home those goldfish, you refused to cook them.
I know.
And what about dog? Have you ever eaten dog?
Well, of course I've never eaten dog.
Well, you don't know what you're missing. I had one in China once. Yum, yum.
George?
No, that was his name. Now, as for Biggles, if you fattened him up,
No, stop. Right there. Biggles is our pet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to treat Biggles like a member of the family and not as a starter.
Thank you.
Although you have to admit it is quite odd living with a dog.
Why, what's odd about it?
Well, you're sharing your home with a creature that makes friends by sniffing their bottoms. You wouldn't like it if I went around sniffing bottoms.
That's true. You did go round...
Yes, I got confused that day. Hadn't been on Earth very long. Still, I'll try to like him. Love you.
Love you too. Sorry.
What's wrong?
You'll have to do your teeth. That horse meat's disgusting.
Oh, right.
Yes, it's North Hotel Centre here, Mrs. Lucas. Your husband made an appointment to see Dr. Crispin at 4 o'clock today, and it's now 4:30. Well, I was just wondering, is he thinking of popping along at all, or does he just fix up appointments as some sort of sick joke? I see. And when did the death occur? An hour ago. It didn't occur to you, I suppose, to phone up and cancel the appointment. It's all very well saying sorry now, but the damage is done. So self with some people. How are you?
Oh, fine, thanks. We're looking after Biggles, Mum and Dad's dog, for a few days.
Are you? How old is he?
About 5, I think.
Oh, not much of an innings, is it?
do you mean, not much of an innings?
Well, he's going to die, isn't he? As soon as you look after somebody's pet, it always dies and they never forgive you.
Of course it's not going to die.
Well, where is it now?
With George?
It's going to die. Painfully, probably.
Mrs. Raven, it's
You
not...
know, I looked after my cousin's cat once. Following day, it was run over and killed. Cousin never forgave me. It's always the same.
But it's hardly your fault if some... You were driving the car, weren't you?
I hated that cat. Mrs. Phelps to see Dr. Crispin. So you watch out, Janet. I tell you, that dog's going to die. What's going on? What are you doing?
You said I could see the doctor.
Exactly. I said you could see the doctor. What's he going in for?
My son needs to see the doctor too, about his verrucas.
And did you make an appointment for him?
Well, no, but I thought that he...
Oh, you thought, did you? You thought?
Mrs. Raven?
No, I'm sorry, Janet. I've had enough of people taking advantage of my good nature. You can go in. Veruca boy will have to wait. Bloody people. Where was I? Oh, yeah, and another thing. What about the baby?
What about the baby?
Babies and pets. Recipe for absolute disaster.
Oh, really?
The first thing that the health visitor said to me when I had the triplets, I'm sorry, Mrs. Raven, but you're going to have to get rid of that python.
That's a python.
It was really hard when we had to part. I kept flushing, but it just would not go.
Come along, Mark.
Mrs. Raven, can I see you, please?
Yeah, what?
Mrs. Raven, Mrs. Phelps has just informed me that she no longer wishes me to be her doctor.
Oh, you gave her the wrong pills again. I warned you about that.
Not because of me, because of you. She says you treated her like a naughty child. She says that she won't be spoken to like that.
So she's left the practice?
Yes.
Yes! I've still got it. I can still drive them away. I thought I'd lost it. I hadn't got rid of a single patient for 6 months. Even that batty old Mrs. Clegg, I had her wheelchair. She still came crawling back for more.
That is appalling.
I know. But now I got my confidence back. I'll soon clear all the rubbish out for you.
No, I mean you can't treat patients like that. You know what patients are, don't you?
Yeah, sick people, I know.
No. Money. Income. Well, you've gone too far this time, Mrs. Raven. You're sacked. Go on, get out. You're sacked. Get your cards and go.
What cards?
I don't know what cards. It's just something people say, isn't it? Just get them and go.
What's up?
They sacked me. But don't you worry. I'll be back. Right. Mr. Wilson to see Dr. Crispin. Mr. Bates to see Dr. Crispin. Back to all the rest of you to see Dr. Crispin. I'll teach him to mess with me.
It's a very quiet dog. He hasn't barked once.
No, I've thermo-welded his mouth shut. Well, he wouldn't shut up.
What about Janet? What if she finds out? She'll be furious with you.
I know, but Janet's not going to find out unless some idiot goes in. I'll unweld it now.
Daddy's not very good with dogs, Tyler.
I just don't understand them, Ollie.
Let me teach you the way of dogs, Master.
If you tell me you wear a dog, I'm going.
I owned a dog. He was beautiful. He was so beautiful.
Don't like the sound of this.
He used to love me stroking him.
Really must be getting on.
And I studied his body language. The wagging of the tail, the cocking of the heads, the whine which meant he was hungry.
Right. Did you just say heads?
Old Cerberus had 3. I kept him
no.
and Pegasus, who had wings.
No, please, Tyler. No, that's enough. Okay,
I said,
bye-bye.
flappy wings, but he would just go...
You gotta love that dog, George, or else Janet's parents are gonna hate you more than they already do. And Janet's gonna hate you too.
Janet?
That's what humans are like. The British are the worst. Love me, love my dog. They love their animals.